BYU? Oh, wow. You should go. Math is their math department decent. I don't know about their math department. Yeah, BYU is a freaking awesome school. I'm not going to, Dan, I'm going to say something that you're probably going to disagree with, but I don't care since you asked. I grew up Mormon, and I taught at BYU. I taught Russian at BYU. I taught French labs. I was also a missionary trainer. I taught missionaries. I was a missionary trainer. I'm not Mormon anymore, as you well know. Anyway, so yeah, let me tell you what I have to say about BYU. BYU is one of the best educations you can get in all of America. If you can actually get into BYU, no, somebody asked about it, so I'm just answering a question. If you can get into BYU, whether or not you are, even BYU Pathway, what are you talking about? Code Academy, don't use Code Academy. Please don't use Code Academy. My point is that the education that you will get at BYU is phenomenal, particularly if you go into the honors program, because it's a little more liberal, even though it's still BYU, right? They just released a new program. I don't know what that is. Is it so you have to go? Does that mean you have to go to Idaho first and then go there? I think Rob will disagree with that. Yeah. Why is that bad? Try exorcism.io. Yeah. Oh God. I'm like morbidly curious, guys. Sorry, forgive me for a second. What? See, I might apply for this just because I am an alum. I could probably get in for less money. So I don't mind telling you, Dan, that the fact that you're Mormon or have been Mormon and have paid how many thousands of dollars in tithing, you should get some of that money back. If you can, by sapping as much education out of BYU as you can, because it's high quality education. High quality education. You can pick and choose what you want. Don't go to their religion. And actually, I went to there was a comparative religions class taught at BYU, which was awesome. It was awesome. It wasn't taught by a Mormon. It was awesome. I learned about so there's a lot of things I learned. It's a fantastic school. Even if you're not LDS, I would even go so far as to say that I would consider going if you get on scholarship there. They do give scholarships to non-Mormons because they try to be, open-minded and stuff. It's got a very heavy BYU influence, and it's very, very strict. The most strict college you'll ever hear of. I think the only one that beat it was Liberty University, even more strict than this one. The difference between, this is my perceived difference. The difference between Liberty University, which is an evangelical college, and BYU is that BYU is actually a good school. They have, you can say whatever you want about Mormons, but they're fucking smart. They are smart, and Novell was made by them, and they spent a lot of time doing technology things. And so they're really good in technology. There's two things that Mormons really excel at, whether or not you like their religion. One of them, three things actually. One of them is education. They are so focused on education. So WGU, you guys know about WGU? Yeah, right. So the other thing about Mormons too is they don't have a lot of time to screw around and follow vices, right? So what they do is they spend a lot of time. Yeah, one of the guys who made React is Mormon too. Which I won't talk about, but WGU comes from Mormons. So Mormons are really, really productive. Their state symbol in Utah is the B. Ken Jennings. Yep, there you go. And Ken is a very productive, awesome technologist. Abramov is too. There's a lot of really good, influential Mormons. Did you know that the television was invented by Farnsworth, who was a Mormon? Yeah. So they're say what you want about Mormons, but the pioneering culture and the beehive is their symbol, their state symbol. They are really, really busy, and they really focus on doing good things. And in many ways, they put their money where their mouth is. They actually do shit for people. Not always. Downtown Salt Lake, they're letting a lot of people die. They're homeless, so they can build a mall. They're also getting kind of affluent and rich and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, let me just say, if you get a chance to go to BYU and you get in, if you can get into BYU It's a good school, particularly if you're going to get there. For me, going to BYU as a Mormon was like going to a state school. It was cheaper to go to BYU than a state school. But then again, my family had paid over $100,000 in tithing at that point. So, sort of people who believe in a young religion made up of a known con artist. Yeah. Boy, don't even get Mac. We're not going to go down that road right now. You know what? We'll save that for another stream, and I'll change the topic to just chatting, you and I can, and whoever else can enjoy with such interesting lives lived all over. Yeah, and that would be me. My wife and I joke about this all the time, and my wife and I joke about this all the time because we made a deal with the universe, and we're like, okay, you're going to go down, you're going to meet your soulmate, you're going to have the life that you've always wanted, but you're going to have to be a Mormon first for 40 years. And the reason for that is because you're going to have to, you're going to have to create these wonderful children, and you're going to have to, learn a lot. And you're going to, if you're not Mormon, you'll end up dead on the street somewhere because you have no willpower. So we're going to teach you everything you need to know by making you a Mormon for 40 years. And then we'll hopefully find a way for you to meet your soulmate along the way and move out of that, which unfortunately meant a really ugly, bad divorce on my part. It's impossible to get out of the Mormon church in a nice, happy way. That doesn't happen, just so you know. The Army dragged me around the world. Yeah. Tithing to recently. Yep. I served a Mormon mission in the Caribbean, by the way. That's where I've learned all the language experience I have. Most of it came from the Mormon church. It's not a secret that the CIA heavily recruits out of BYU because of their language program, which is top notch. I learned to code. I learned everything I know about computers beyond what I learned on the Atari from BYU in the language department. It's phenomenal. It's one of the world's best. The nursing school is run by Mormons. Yeah, their nursing program. So WGU has one of the best remote nursing education programs of all. It's run out of Salt Lake. So, you have to be able to put aside, it's hard to be able to put aside some of the other stuff, but I tell you what, Mormons are good at doing that. They're so good at skipping the stuff that doesn't seem pretty. Like Joseph Smith stuck his face in a hat to receive revelation to translate the Book of Mormon. For most of the translation, Joseph Smith was doing this. Here's Joseph Smith translating. And it came to pass. It's an absolute joke, man. But Mormons are really good at putting aside the actual facts of their religion and believing in the good stuff. And that's, by the way, that's perfectly captured in the Broadway hit, The Book of Mormon, which I cried and laughed and fell over in like psychotic spasms afterwards. Practically, because it was so accurate. It was so dead on. Hey, what are we working on? I'm just somebody asked me about what college to go to, whether they should go to BYU, and because they knew I was Mormon, so I'm talking about that a bit before I take off. Becoming a Mormon. Did I learn languages? Yeah, I learned French to serve a mission in the French West Indies, which I served. I had to pay my own money to go there for the most part. The church helped me out a little bit, but I paid myself. My family actually, my family paid, not me. I didn't earn any of that money. That came from my parents. But I don't want to, say anything against them. But yeah, I was one of the lucky Mormons. I got called, which means you don't get to go. You decide where to go. I got called to serve on the islands of Martinique, Barbados, Trinidad. I got to serve my mission in the Caribbean islands. Yeah, sounds like a blessing at first, right? Except for then they tell you can't go in the water unless you have a baptism. Yeah. Degrees from Footer. Oh yeah, they got great degrees. The something else if you're Mormon and you want to get the Mormon accounting program. Last I checked, the Mormon accounting program at the Marriott School of Management is number 2 in the nation. Yeah, Mormons are really good accountants. You know what else they're really good at? Morticians. I kid you not. There's like 3 or 4 careers that, because Mormons have to make a lot of money. The guys have to make a lot of money because God's commandment is for the men to make the money and the women to raise the kids. That is I am not exaggerating. I'm not trying to be mean here. That is their doctrine. And they doubled down on that, by the way. They had an opportunity to move away from that kind of, dictatorial kind of way to live. And they actually doubled down and they created a thing called the Proclamation on the Family. And they said it is God's. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's like, so yeah. Great essay. Ooh. Yeah. Gutenberg. At least the idea of it. Ooh, fantastic. Thank you for that. Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at that. So the last thing I'll say about the Mormons thing is that, so there's 4 professions that they're really good at that you almost always hear. And the reason that Mormons tend to be, you find them in technology and high-end professional careers, is because guys have to pay for the whole family. And usually they're encouraged to have large families, not directly anymore, thank God. I'm the oldest of 8 kids. I'm not exaggerating. My family, and I haven't talked to my brothers and sisters in years, but my family, I'm the oldest of 8 children. My mother almost literally died on the last ones. Yep. So imagine providing for 8 children as a single breadwinner. Yeah. So when you put that kind of pressure on a man in Utah, or a Mormon man in general, they almost automatically have to go for professional careers and high-end tech professions. This is why you see so many Mormon men in tech, because that's the only way they can pay for their family. They also have to give 10% of all their money to the church. So you add all of those things up for an average Mormon man, the only options is to be a professional, like a professional, or to be a high-end technologist. That's it. There's not much left. So, because you can't make that level of income without those professions. So you see a lot of them in tech for that reason. My mom bet thousands of people. What happens if you have that first kid? Does the entire church expect you to have more? Not directly, and that's changed, by the way. That's never been official, right? The Mormon Church up until 70 something. The official policy of the church was contraception was banned. You could lose your temple recommend for using contraception. And then God changed his mind and said, "Oh, it's between you and God now. Now you can use it." I kid you not. The thing that really sucks about that, my mom to this day, this is exactly what she says. She says, if I had known, okay, so let me put it this way. They said at first they said no birth control. So good Mormons just kept having babies, or they had to figure some way else to not have babies. And there's something else you need to know about Mormons. They're horny as fuck. They are so fucking horny, and don't let them fool you, man. All those repressed Mormons, they are like walking, like, suit and tied sex pots. They they're so repressed, and I'm not even going to tell you all the ways that I can tell you I know this, but they are like really, really crazy when it comes to sexual activity because it's so repressed. Yeah, it's like, yeah. So anyway, but I obviously have a lot of Mormon friends that I really love. But yeah, I mean, it goes without saying. It's like, okay, so my wife is Catholic. She was Catholic growing up. I mean, it's no secret that if you marry somebody who was raised Catholic, you get a particularly skilled spouse with lots of passion. So yeah, let's just put it that way. But that's the Mormon community. It's one of the things they can do, right? The problem is that then they couldn't use birth control, and then what? Then you get kids with 8 or 9 or 12 or 20 people. Quaker, yeah, Quaker is a different thing completely, but yeah. So anyway, another thing Mormons really love is they love their ice cream. If you ever get a chance to go to Utah, go find Leatherby's ice cream. Because they can't do any other vices, they love ice cream. Oh my God, there's so many ice cream like shops and bars and restaurants and everything like that because they can do it. So it's like a thing. It's like a Mormon vice is ice cream. So yeah, but they're really good. So accounting, they're really good accountants because they make lots of money. They almost always are in upper professional business positions. This is Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney is the absolute quintessential affluent Mormon. Absolutely, he like fits the mold perfectly. Then you get who else you get? You get the morticians like I talked about, and you get the tech people. And you get people that really focus on education. So if you want to go to a school where they're going to really focus on education, they do a lot with that. They do a lot with genealogy too. So they believe that if they don't actually get baptized by proxy for people who have died before, that they can't go to heaven, even if they're dead. So they will baptize themselves by proxy. They got in big trouble with the Holocaust victims because they started baptizing Holocaust victims. And the Jews came up and they said, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you baptizing the Holocaust victims into your religion? That's like really insensitive." And they said, "We are officially not being baptized for the Holocaust victims anymore." Oh man, it's such a fun time. I can actually laugh about it now. Thank God. Could not do it before. You don't leave that religion easily. But I have a lot of good memories of BYU. BYU is phenomenally awesome. Yep. I actually smoked oregano while I was a missionary trainer with Barry. Barry, if you're out there, will you just show up? He's probably working. He's probably a spy. He fell off the face of the earth. He learned to speak Arabic, and then he just fell off the face of the earth. Couldn't find him anymore. Almost positive he's a spy from CIA someplace. I miss him so bad. He was such a good friend. He's gone now though. Hope he's alive. Here's a cute video of Mormons trying to swear. This is kind of a Sunday topic, but yeah. Wait, is this going to be? I'm going to take a break and then do something. Oh, this is my neighbors, man. This is my neighbors I grew up with. It's not my actual neighbors, but
no. Shoot.
Yeah.
It's like shoot.
Shit.
she actually swore. Oh my God.
I say shoot shit.
That was the Cannon
I
Center.
really like
That's the
that
Cannon
word.
Center right there. That's the Cannon Center. This is my stomping grounds, man. This is my college. Yeah, baptizing by proxy. Don't get me started. Being a spy, being able to speak both Russian and English. I didn't say I was a spy, did I?
Okay, cool. Do you have an alternative?
I just speak Russian, English, and French and Creole.
Yeah, the D word.
And I taught here, and I went
fun.
here, and
Dang
That's
it.
it. Dang it. That's what we say. Dang it. Crap. Dang it. Crap. Shoot.
That was
Is that it? Dang
I used to say dag nabbit all the time, which I still say. Darn it.
yeah. Gosh dang it.
If you see me swear on here overly, it's because it's freeing for me to swear. I don't,
Dang it. Maybe damn.
I go for
Yeah, everybody's okay with damn and hell. Because Porter Rockwell used to say that. Porter Rockwell was a bounty hunter for the Mormons. Shut the front door. Oh my God. That is perfect. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
gosh dang it a lot.
Fudge.
Fudge.
Yeah.
Fudge. I like fudge. All of us like fudge. Frick.
I sound so
Frick.
Mormon.
Oh, you frick. Got me.
Frick. Frick.
Frick.
Definitely fuck. I say frick.
She said fuck. She said, you see this? Look at this mountain range, man. The Wasatch Mountains are so amazing. You guys have no idea how beautiful they are. The Rocky Mountain Range in Utah, when you look up, it's like, it's not Swiss, but it is so amazing.
Or glory gracious.
Probably hell.
You found a gold
You know,
implementation?
honestly, I say fetch.
Awesome.
Dang it.
Dang it.
Dang it.
Probably dang it.
Fuck.
See, look at how funny he thinks that is. You know why? Because she actually said it. And it's so hilarious to them that she actually said it. They're like, oh my God, you actually said fuck. I got it. You gotta love Mormons. Seriously, if you haven't seen If you haven't seen the Book of Mormon the musical and you get a chance to go to it, it is hilarious. It is so funny. It's so dead on. The guys who made
What is your favorite swear word?
the guys who made the South Park guys, they're Mormon. They were raised Mormon, which is why you ever seen the? Did you just see the only religion that's going to go to heaven is Mormons? The only religion that's going to go to heaven. It's so funny. My friend sent me to this back when I was Mormon. The Mormons react to the South Park episode about Mormons. This is so funny. This. Where is it? Where is it? All about Mormons. No, I'm sorry. It's the Mormons. Here it is. Here it is. Wait.
Where are we? What's happening? Hello, newcomers, and welcome. Can everybody hear me? Hello?
We've been watching Lucifer.
Okay. I'm the Hell Director. It looks like we have about 8,615 of you newbies today. And for those of you who were a little confused, you are dead, and this is Hell. So abandon all hope and yada yada yada.
Abandon
we're
all
now
hope.
going to start the orientation process, which will last about. Hey, wait a minute! I shouldn't be here. I was a totally strict and devout Protestant. I thought we went to heaven. Yes, well, I'm afraid you were wrong.
I was a practicing Jehovah's Witness.
You picked the wrong religion as well.
Well, who was right? Who gets into heaven?
I'm afraid it was the Mormons. Yes, the Mormons were the correct answer.
Oh. Anyway, so somebody asked that question. That's how I got on religion. Normally, religion is not okay in my channel, please. I don't want to get too into it because there's people who can get offended, and I can be offensive when it comes to religion and politics. And I want to like you, and maybe that means not knowing what you believe about, people and race and stuff like that, which gets into religious space, right? Mormons didn't allow black people to go to heaven. To be sealed for time and eternity and be married in temples until 1976. Yeah, so this is why I can't talk about religion very much because I'll get really triggered. Yeah, that's like there's other Mormons are right. I know it's like, but there are some things that they believe that are so triggering to me. I don't know if I want to pull that one out. That the religion that came out of a hat, literally. Yeah. But see, there's other people that would be like, there's Mormons I know that if I say that and I laugh at it, they don't think that's funny, man. They don't think that's funny at all. They'll just, they're not going to shoot you usually. The devil. This looks really fun though.
Hello. It's nice to see you all here. Now, as the more perceptive of you probably realized by now, this is hell. And I am the devil. Good evening. But you can call me Toby if you like. We try to keep things informal here,
old Toby.
as well as infernal. That's just a little joke of mine. I tell it every time. Now, you're all here for
This is one of the old ones.
eternity. Ooh, which I hardly need tell you is a heck of a long time. So you'll all get to know each other pretty well by the end.
He
But
likes
for
Spaghetti
now, I'm
Monster.
going to have to split you up into groups. Will
You
stop
must be a Dawkins
screaming?
fan.
Thank you.
Did you know he invented the word meme?
Murderers
Richard Dawkins
over
invented
here.
the word meme.
Thank you.
Yep.
Looters and pillagers over here. Thieves, if you could join them, and lawyers. You're in that lot.
Of course.
Fornicators, if you could step
How long is it?
My God, there are a lot of you. Could I split you up into adulterers and the rest? Male adulterers, if you could just form a line in front of that small guillotine in the corner there. The French, are you here?
The French, like, country of France.
If you'd just like to come down here with the Germans, that'd be I'm sure you have plenty to talk about.
Does he?
Okay, Atheists?
Atheists.
Over here, please. You must be feeling a right bunch of nitwits. Never mind. And finally, Christians. Christians.
Oh, God.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm afraid the Jews were right.
There you go.
That'd be really kind. Thank you. Okay. Right. Well, are there any questions? Yes. No, I'm afraid we don't have any toilets. If you'd read your Bible, you might have seen that it was damnation without relief. So if you didn't go before you came, then I'm afraid you're not going to enjoy yourself very much. But then I believe that's the idea. Okay, well, it's over to you, Adolf. And I'll catch you all later at the barbecue. Bye.
Oh, God. That's hilarious.
The library card system.
Oh, my God. Time for me to take a break. Which is probably a good idea. The best is the best streaming Saturday ever. We're just having fun. Dawkins Dogmas. Yes. Dawkins Dogmas. So, go to BYU. They have great texts. Learn from them. Lots of great Mormons as human beings. And I and everybody else needs to treat each other as human beings until they stop treating you as a human being. My new religion, I have been informed by someone on a stream. In case you want to know my religion is now Kant's imperative. What if everybody did it? That is my religion. And that means seeking the things that if everybody did them, the world would be a better place. And avoiding the things that people tend to say, what can I get away with? And that's much different than the golden rule, by the way. Yeah. Be good to people. Altruism. Yeah. So is there any true altruism? Yeah. How do I make a colorful terminal? Hi, Jerry. You just animate a video in full screen and then put a transparent terminal in front of that. That's all it is. Yeah, actually somebody called, I didn't know what this thing was called. Apparently I kind of learned to live by that rule a long time ago because I was trying to make sense of everything after I left the Mormon church, which is a book. I could write a book about that. And the Kako demo, yes.